Okay, next up is John Lee, and John is a local boy, and he and his friends are the Slime Line. The Slime Line, that's the name of their little group of people, and yeah, are you here, Spud? Okay, he'll show up, I'm sure. Let's get him hooked up.
Hang on that seat till Spud shows up. Spud Siegel, you out there? His mandolin's here. Spud's not too far from where his mandolin. He'll just show up. See if you're lucky in life. You make a deep connection to some special people. If you're lucky in life, you make a deep connection to a special place. If you're very lucky in life, those people connect you to that place. And those places connect you to those people. And I'm a very, very lucky man. Well, time and tide wait for no man, and they won't wait for me. I'll take my stand on a strip of sand between the mountains and the sea. I'm with my cousins, I'm with my daughter. Clams are necking edge of the surf, while the moon is tugging on the water. Sun is tugging on the earth. North Coast morning, North Coast day, North Coast shades of blue, green, and gray. This place runs deep to my family bloodlines. This place runs deep to my DNA. This rusty shovel, it was my father's. I watched him use it when I was a boy. Well, he dug hard to fill our buckets with a bounty of love, mollusks, and joy. North Coast morning, North Coast day, North Coast shades of blue, green, and gray. This place runs deep to my family bloodlines. This place runs deep to my DNA. My father's gone now, but he still guides me. He's still my father, I'm still his son. I'll do my best, Dad, to fill my bucket till the tide comes in and my time is done. North Coast morning, North Coast day, North Coast shades of blue, green, and gray. This place runs deep to my family bloodlines. This place runs deep to my DNA. Spud Siegel. Well, time and tide wait for no man, and they won't wait for me. I'll do my stand on a strip of sand between the mountains and the sea. North Coast morning, North Coast day, North Coast shades of blue, green, and gray. This place runs deep to my family bloodlines. This place runs deep to my DNA. Hey, Patricia. This place runs deep to my family bloodlines. This place runs deep to my DNA. This place runs deep to my family bloodlines. This place runs deep to my DNA. Thank you. Spud Siegel here, and my dear cousin Robbie Law on bass. And that's actually a pretty truthful thing, because I think my family down here for about 3 or 4 generations has eaten so much crab, clams, salmon, lingcod that it's amazing there's any left, first of all. And it does literally become part of our DNA. All right, this song's about moving out into the wild world to fulfill your greater destiny. It's a sordid tale of life, death, sex, reproduction, all told in graphically disturbing detail. I warned you. Well, rainwater, sweet and cold, fills my gills and stirs my soul. Waiting in the bay till the river's running high. I'm a native son and I'll come home to die. Well, I left home years ago, head downstream, go with the flow. 1 in 1,000 made it to be fried. I'm a native son, I'll come home to die. And I alone shall pass unknown, lay my flesh and bone upon the red, and I'll be dead, a native son, come home. Salt water, open sea, fraught with peril, wild and free. And then one day I knew my time was nigh. 'Cause I'm a native son, I'll come home to die. Head upstream, but I'll be damned. A big tree's down, my pathway's jammed. Leap the falls, I can almost fly. 'Cause I'm a native son, and I'll come home to die. Spud Siegel. Unknown to lay my flesh and bone upon the red, I'll be dead, a native son, come on. My destiny's to spawn and die, explode my load and pass on by. Find the way but never wonder, that's the graphic part. 'Cause I'm a native son, I'll come home to die. 10,000 eggs, 10,000 years. How much longer will we be here? Can the run survive? I know we have to try. 'Cause I'm a native son, I'll come home to die. I alone shall pass unknown, to lay my flesh and bone upon the red. I'll be dead, a native son, come on. Yeah, rainwater, sweet and cold, fills my gills and stirs my soul. Waiting in the bay till the river's running high. 'Cause I'm a native son and I'll come home to die. I'm a native son and I'll come home to die. Thank you. Scotty, that's why you always got to have your harps in your pocket, man. We practiced this song together and back in PDX, and man, how much effort does it take to carry an A harmonica around with you, man? All right. So he didn't have his harps. You always got to have your harps with you. So, true confessions here. Hey, Patricia, thanks for coming. How's your guitar sound? I just bought this guitar from my friend Patricia over there. It's a great sounding little guitar. So, I'm an imposter, you know. If you ever watched that the Bruce Springsteen on Broadway show. He says, you know, everybody thinks I'm this industrial guy from Jersey, but I'm an imposter, man. I never worked a day in my life in a factory. And the truth is, I'm at a Fisher Poets gathering, and I'm not a fisher or a poet. I'm a carpenter and a songwriter, you know? But I do come from a long line of cannery workers here. And in fact, when I was talking to my friend Spud here a couple years ago, he says, I'll talk to Broderick. I'll get you on the show. And Broderick says, well, he's not really a fisher guy. He says, but when you guys came in and dropped off your load of fish and went off to get drunk and get laid, he says, that's when his people took over and did the work. Okay, my cousin Ronnie's out there. Where are you, Ronnie? Ronnie's out there someplace. I know you're out there. I saw you here, Ronnie. Okay, so we come from a long line of slime line people. This is what I call this band that exists once a year, Fisher Poets. This is like a flash mob band, right? We only exist as a band on Fisher Poets weekend, and then you disappear. Yeah, and you're going to sing with this song. I know you're going to sing with this song, because Scotty said out there, he said, you know, everybody tries to teach you a chorus and their song, and nobody wants to sing it. Well, you want to sit there and hear the song. He said, but by the second verse of all your songs, everybody's singing along, right? That's the best thing anyone said to me, Scotty. So there's a song, and this song's about the slime line workers, because my dad and Robbie's dad and our cousins, our uncles, our grandfathers, our great uncles, the great Wong Lam, all these people were cannery workers. And about 1899, 1900, early 1900s, they invented this machine called, they did the work of half the Chinese cannery workers. So they called it the iron chink. Now, I like the fact that you respond that way, but I kind of like that word. When I was a kid, that word would have gotten somebody beat up. And to be real honest, often the person that got beat up was me. But I wouldn't have let it go, right? So but I've kind of learned to embrace that word, because, I mean, it's like there's no iron Irishman and no Irish Italian, you know? They took pride in what the people did. So this song's called Slime Line. That's what they call this band, too. And I kind of like the word iron chink. In fact, when I figure out what my superpower is, that's going to be my superhero name. Fish came up the river, you could see it from the town, gave a slight sheen of silver, the murky greenish brown. When the fleet moved out, there would be no doubt, when the fleet came in, we'll be working again. Working on the line, we'll be working all the time, working overtime on that slime line. Working on the line, we'll be working all the time, working overtime on that slime line. A bowl of rice, hot tea to drink, but we gotta keep feeding this iron chink. I work a double shift from the break of dawn, fall asleep on my bunk with my boots still on. Working on the line, we'll be working all the time, working overtime on that slime line. Working on the line, yeah, working all the time, working overtime on that slime line. You got it. No, I got nothing on us. Well, my cousin runs the crew, my daddy works the pier. This is what we do, this is why we're here. Then the salmon moves on, the cannery shut down, and the family clans all left this town. No more working on the line, no more working all the time, no more working overtime on that slime line. No more working on the line, no more working all the time, no more working overtime on that slime line. fish came up the river, you could see it from the town. Gave a slight sheen of silver with a murky greenish brown. When the fleet moved out, there would be no doubt. When the fleet came in, we'll be working again. Working on the line, we'll be working all the time. Working overtime on that slime line. Working on the line, we'll be working all the time. Working overtime on that slime line. Ye storm, say. Thank you, Spud Siegel, Robbie Law. We're Slime Line. All right, thank you very much. We're playing tomorrow night at 6 o'clock, I do believe.
At Story Brewing.
Astoria Brewing.
The old wet dog.
You know, after I played that song in Bellingham this last year, and this couple came up to me afterwards and said, "You wrote our song." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "We met on the Slime Line in Ketchikan 30 years ago."
What's your name?
Clifford Lee.
All right, and are you a poet?
Not as well as I wish, but yeah, I'm part of that.
Okay. How long have you been attending the Fisher Poets Gathering?
Since the gap variance, 1980.
Well, what are your highlights?
Oh, I play music for Pink Floyd, from Led Zeppelin recordings.
Great. It sounds wonderful. Any thoughts? Anything to share if somebody had never been there and they're just thinking, I wonder if I should go? I mean, what would you say?
Well, it's like that. It's so much nonprofit, but then there's the Hindenburg, and it brings so much of the future back, to the past, and it helps a lot.
Are you a fisherman?
Well, it used to be. Well, yeah, it got pretty wet out there. There was a lot of people out there, but not a problem. Just long, cold winter.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you.